The Rambam in the end of Hilchos Lulav, Bereishis, the Rambam writes, "She'ein hagdula v'hakaved elo lismach lifnei Hashem." Shenemar, Adav was mafaza mecharket b'cholos. She'ein hagdula v'hakaved. There's no greatness, there's no honor, just to be l'smoyach l'fnei Hashem, to be b'simcha, to be joyful. The Rambam calls, says, it's avodah gdoila, which means that simcha is put together, and a person, he has to be b'simcha. One of the Chidushim of Torah Chassidus, when the Rambam speaks about Simcha, he says, Simcha shel mitzvah ba'avas hakel. The Simcha of doing a mitzvah and the Simcha of knowing the Eibishter, knowing Kodesh Baruch. Leida sheyeshu motzirishim mamse kol ha-mitzvah. Leida, not lahamin leida. So ba'avas hakel. To know, you have to be b'simcha. But Chassidus, the Torah Shel Hashem came and said that not simcha shel mitzvah, but simcha itself is a mitzvah. Not simcha of a mitzvah, but simcha itself is a mitzvah. And it's not a tachlis, it's not a product to get you to a better place. Joy in itself. The Rebbe Lublin once said that he enjoys more a balaver that's b'simcha than a tzaddik that's Zayis b'simcha with life. Simcha means that we're alive. We're alive. We know who we are. When a person is makir mekoymai, and it's oizu chedva b'mekoymai. Simcha comes from a place where a person is makir mekoymai. When you know who you are, and you know what you stand for, and you know what you believe in, then you're b'simcha. Because simcha is the outgrowth of just being in touch with your deepest self. When a person doesn't have simcha, it's because they don't have the makir, they don't have the right place in the world. A Yid's makim is Mekayim Shalaylam. Our makim is Mekayim Shalaylam. It's Mekayim Simcha. Alter Rebbe in the beginning of Tanya, when he says that if a person to think that he's a Rasha Yer Levavai, a person's going to be depressed. Lo yachal avos Hashem b'simcha tov levav, and you wouldn't be able to serve Hashem at Simcha. So the question is, so you won't serve the Eibishter with Simcha. The Alter Rebbe makes it sound like that if you're going to do this, you're not able to serve with Simcha. So you won't be Simcha. Well, so what? So it won't be Simcha. Kamash Malon. Kamash, what was it telling him? That the Alter Rebbe and Torah Chassidus, Simcha was not an option. If you didn't have Simcha, it's like saying, and you won't be alive. I'm going to serve Hashem, but I'm not going to be alive. If you're not alive, what are you serving? If a person doesn't have Simcha, and it's avodah gdoila. A person doesn't have simcha. We have to show a tnuah of simcha. Tnuah is chedva, t'kiyah b'libidah, the Zohar says. And t'kiyah, sometimes a person has two emotions. He can be very broken and very much in pain. Because you have a heart. You have a heart. And your heart is broken. It's ripped out of your chest. And it's b'chia. But that's one compartment. And in the other compartment you have simcha b'tkiyah. You have tremendous amount of joy. It's Hashem Matei Chalkeinu, Ata B'chatonu, Shimcha Davar Kodesh Aleinu Karas. It's better. It's the Simcha. Hashem once said that there's a Tfilas Ani and Tfilas Asher. Tfilas Ani Ki Yaakov L'fnei Hashem Yishmei Chsichoi. Tfilas Ani is a person who comes to David and says, I have nothing, I am nothing, I'm worth nothing. Please Hashem, help me. But then there's Tfilas Asher. The Zohar says there's a Tfilas Asher. Tfilas Moshe, Tfilas Asher. Moshe was Asher, Misasha Moshe. Dalet was an Ani. And Tfilas Moshe is an Asher. What's an Asher? Asher comes to David and says, I have a project for $1 billion. I have half the deposit already put down. Do you want to invest with me? And Malshem says, you know when the nudnik comes to you to bother you for a few dollars? If you're davening, and you just want to daven, or you're out in your house and someone's nudging you, and he's a nudnik, he's asking you for $2. Take the $2, give him, do me a favor, just get out of here. Just, please leave me alone. Too lonely, David says, he coming to you like an oni, like a shopper? Have no patience for you. Take your $2, like he's on your stock. Too lasher, you're coming to me like a rich man. I'm interested. I want to invest with you, we're going to make $1 billion. Let's talk. Too lasher, chat is, you come to David and don't come to him like an oni. We're not coming like schleppers. There's a din in Shulchan Aruch that when you hire a Yid, you have to give him Kesudas David B'Shaitim. Who's Kesudas Shleim B'Shaitim? A Yid is an Asher B'Atzim. It's an Asher B'Atzim. It's a Gadlus B'Atzim. Nevu is in a Shore, Ashiris. Hanach Lam Nei Yisrael Mei Nevi'im Hem B'nei Nevi'im Hem. Klal Yisrael is a Ruach Nevui, a Ruach Ashiris. Ashiris B'Gashmis B'Ruchnis. Tefillah of Moshe, Tefillah of the Asher, is a Tefillah of, we're your children. We're doing your work in this world. You made an investment for thousands of years in Klal Yisrael. And we're going to finish, we're going to do it. We're going to bring Mashiach. Take us to Mashiach, and that's it. It's all up to us. But I'm standing on the shoulders of Rashi, of the Rambam, the Baal Shem, the Zohar, the Arizal, and all the Rebbes, all the Tzaddikim. I'm standing on the shoulders, I'm saying, I'm a giant. I'm an Asher. And I want to finish the job. And this is going to be the best investment of all of creation, from the beginning of all time. David says, yeah, Taki, you're ready to do this? Your mom is ready to do it? I want to hear from you. I want to be in a partnership with you. We have to go begadlus, besimcha. It has this word today, but it's a martic and mice, and you have to repeat it. There's also the Melach's Yartzeit. The mice is a Dalet Nifla. You remember the story from Whistler? From Whistler. The mice Pell.
Zach was there, no?
How are you there? You're anxious.
It's like 7 years ago.
The mice is a mice Nifla. Mice is, first of all, everyone say L'chaim. Bekadlus.
Who's the Saramashkin?
Saramashkin is Katniss die gesagt haben. Tafel Ktanim. Chaim. So the mice is also Herr Meise.
Thank you. Just that, okay.
Sheila Bells was learning the Chumash. And he had a child. Sorry, mice is beautiful. The mice is like, Rabbi Melech promised that Bismanoi or Bisman Talmidei, one of the students, Mashiach will come. And the Moed Shemish has the story, the Moed Shemish the Talmud, the Malach, he has this message.
Just make sure it's 6
That Mashiach is going to come either in his time or the time of the student. The Loiba. And the Belzer says, the Maisa, that he had a shtickle farigel, because it was sad, it was shocked, he's saying Mashiach is not here. And he had a dream. And in the dream, the Rebbe of the Melech came to him in a dream and told him that I heard that you have issues. He says, I do have an issue. You promised Mashiach in my time, or your Talmidim, and we're still in Golus. So he said, no, Adar, ask me a Shaila, you'll be my Talmud. So Mashiach will come in my days. So he asked him a Shaila. The Shaila is, by Kriyas Yamsov, the entire Yitzias Mitzrayim, the going out of Mitzrayim, is that you go from a place of Perah to Pesach, you go from a place of restriction, the Zohar says, with Psicha, the mouth is in a state of Golus Adibur, to come to a place of Geulas Adibur. Geulas Adibur means they can speak, you can daven, Vayitzak, Ol Hashem, Vayishmach Kemer Tzakasom. That's when the beginning of the Gula came, when they cried. So how come by the peak of Yitzias Mitzrayim, when they finally get to Kriyas Yamsuf, it says, Ma Titzak Alai, David B'nai Yisrael Yisrael. Ma Titzak Alai? Ma Titzak Alai? That's the whole book, that's the project, Titzak Alai. In the Eis Sarah, Titzak Alai. No, that's what everyone says. You Marach Tefillah, and Titzak Alai. So it's Ma Titzak Alai, David B'nai Yisrael. So the Melech said this super as I listened to my friends. It's a very deep story. Because this is the reason why Mashiach is not yet here. Be golden. In your own nefesh. Korva nafshi gola. There was a king and a queen. They didn't have children for many years. After many years, finally, the queen became pregnant with a child. And it's a big simcha in the kingdom. Because now the king is secure his kingdom because he has a child heir. So will become the king after her. And the whole kingdom is waiting in anticipation for that time, finally, when they're going to announce that Mazel Tov, the queen gave birth to a child. Everyone's anticipating this great day because this will solidify the whole kingdom. And month after month, they're preparing and waiting, and finally, the queen is about to give birth. The baby is not being delivered. It's not coming out. Because Miroiv, Chodim, and anticipation and excitement, the queen can't give birth. They call in all the doctors, one doctor, next doctor, no one can figure it out. Finally, a Yidel shows up to the castle and says, I have a solution for the queen. But you have to follow me, everything that I say. So fine, there's no other solution, no one else is helping. So he comes into the queen's chamber, and he says, everyone out, besides the king, everyone has to leave the room. All the doctors, all the ministers, everyone has to leave the room. You all leave the room. And he tells the king, I want you now to take a parchment and a piece of pen, and I want you to write a declaration that the queen at this hour just gave birth to a healthy child. Mazel tov. The king said, but you didn't. He says, do what I told you. You're not going to ask any questions. Do what I told you. So he writes the declaration, and he says, now give it out. Open the door, give it to your ministers. He gives out the ministers, and everyone starts dancing. And outside, there's thousands of people standing in the castle. Everyone starts dancing in the streets. And Yehudim, everyone's happy. And the queen relaxes, and the child is born. Says Rav Melava. Sometimes you have to stop davening. Yitzhakol to get out of those. Amos, you have to mark tefillah. But when your mamish came to the point of the birth, your tefillah is ma'akev. You're still thinking, maybe not. What's a tefillah? Tefillah means, I hope, you hear Ratzon, there should be the Ratzon of Hashem that this should happen. Which means in my mind I'm thinking maybe it won't happen. And when it comes to Kriyas Yamsuf, David says, "Ma titzak alai davar b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael." You have to know that the sea already split. Not you have to daven for the sea to split. You have to start acting as if the thing already happened. And when you act as if the thing already happened, the sea will take a split. And this he says, well, this is why Mashiach didn't come. Yes? The bet. And you're asking. But you're like the mother that's not allowing the child to be born. We have to not ma'akev the gula. We shouldn't be the ones that are stopping the possibility of godless in this world. The Eibish's godless, Shucha Gadol HaKodesh Leinu Karasa. Because all of our narishkeit and all of our machshavas are negative. Machshavas hara, there's the Homer, you have to be oiken machshavas hara. Diabolic. What? Machshavas, yeah. To return to this machshava. Machshava is the Eibush is going to help. Avad the Eibush is going to help. Shatas the Eibush is going to help. What do you mean? What? You're talking about his children. It's like telling a father, I think you're probably going to help your child if he gets in an accident. You think you're going to help his child? You have to ask your father to help him when you're in an accident. Avad the Eibush is going to show you Shmus and Chamas. Avada, it's not Shiloh. You have to be b'simcha. It's not avodah. It's avodah g'dolei moed. To be b'simcha, to know that Avinu Arachon, that the Eibush is always with us. There's no chol, there's no mokum pamim. And Mishim Chagadu HaKadosh Leinu Karasa. And that already, everything that had to come down has already came down. All the brachas came down in this world, all the Yeshuas and Chamas, all the Klal Yisrael needs. We just have to be open to the Kabul brachas, to the Kabul brachas with simcha, not with atzvah, because the atzvah is always the machshava zora. And maybe, listen. There's a kol yachol. Klal Yisrael is an ama nitzchi. We're not natural people that have natural events happening to them. We're an amamisi. And therefore nisim is a reality. And the Eibush wants to give us, this is the Melech who saying, the Eibush wants to, but you're, stop it, stop. Look, get out of the golus. Look, the golus. Thousands of years, you're ready by the Dabba B'nei Yisrael, your mamish by the river where you've had to cry. Your Eibush took you out of Golos and brought you to places that are unimaginable. Unimaginable. Begashus and Ruchnis, Klal Yisrael. Today there's more Torah, more Tefillah, more stuff that ever happened in the history of Klal Yisrael. And we're still stuck in Ravelach, Sheves, Beimer Kablach. Chaim, that should help, that we should open our eyes. We should have the Oimas Nafshi to be connected to Emes, Hashem Lo'ilam, to the Nitzchias, to the Godless. And that could be, not to be a ma'akev in the miracles and the nisim that Eibush wants to show us. Chaim, Chaim.